Welcome to Season 1 of Beyond the Peak Podcast.
The job of a leader is to teach people how to think. Because if you can teach people how to think the way they need to think, they can get what they want to have when they want to have it.
These leaders will share tips on how they prioritize the lifestyle that they desire and not just the goals they want to hit.
Underneath the surface is like a really good intention to have, that you like, I want to just serve as many people as possible and I want to help people. I want to do what I can. In doing that, some people go too far, I believe, and then they get burnt out themselves, or there's nothing left. So it's really understanding your boundaries and what you can hold each and every day, and knowing that by saying no or creating a boundary with a client is not mean, it's not wrong, and it's just respecting your time so you can show up more fully.
A no to someone else is a yes to you. So I started saying no to a lot of other fucking people, and it wasn't like, no, I hate you. No, I never want to talk to you again. It's like, no, I'm not going to do that thing because it's not in alignment with what my desires are.
We'll discover specific strategies from these high performers on how they live a beyond the peak lifestyle.
I schedule to plan every week, either on Sunday nights or Monday mornings before 9 a.m. So essentially, I'm going to plan out my entire week, every week on these days. But I also have kind of some guidelines for what type of day I want to have. So for example, today is a Wednesday, it's a content day. Now, that can mean I'm either creating content for myself or I'm showing up on a podcast and creating content with others or for others.
And we'll also dive into the mental health battles that each of them face on their journeys.
Here's the cause of a lot of pain, right? It's always expectations and reality. It's always expectations and reality. When I think about my children and so much of the pain that they experience, it's that as a parent, I didn't set the proper expectation, and therefore the reality was very different than what I set as an expectation. It happens in our relationship with my wife and I, of what she was expecting on a birthday and what her reality was, right? And when we don't align on those two things, that's a very challenging place for us to be.
Lastly, we'll discover how these leaders make the money they want and how they make an impact on the world at the same time.
I kind of measure ROI in two ways. Return on investment, traditional way that an investor would look at investing in anything that they're doing. And then the other ROI, which is a ripple of impact. What can I do right now that would actually create a bigger and bigger ripple of impact? And then how can I predict where it might be? Like if I plant the seed here, I shouldn't put things right next to the seed that eventually this tree is going to be so big that it's going to shade out that thing. I need to be mindful of all of the different layers of the game that then kind of play out as time, or the equation of time, plays into it.
This is Season 1 of Beyond the Peak Podcast.